Alright, so in Ridley, we want to obviously go down and actually kill Ridley, but to do so we have to use a couple of shortcuts to be as fast as possible. Like, you should know this since you're watching an advanced tutorial, but whatever, we can't go this way. This is a green door and we have to kill a boss to do that, so what we're gonna do is go down right. The fastest way down here is to do what I just did, which is like walk off this edge, turn around, spin, and then turn around here. Nothing too complicated. Let's go in here. This room has a couple of options. We want to go up here, and the most reasonable is to bomb jump and get up. Keep in mind that the first block is a missile block. I want to hit that. It's a missile block, so you have to use a missile. This is why you absolutely need one missile after Cocoon, like preferably. If you don't have any ammo right now, like if you're really short on ammo or health or whatever, if you're really short on, you can go over here and like farm a bit. These guys are pretty good about dropping things. But there are a couple different ways to get up there. The one I usually use and the one I would recommend for most people is to use the standard bomb jump. So you go down, shoot one missile up, jump up. This block can be shot normally. So you do a missile, jump up, shoot the beam, and then before you land you morph. Then you do a normal bomb jump, and you're up here. So it looks kind of like that. So that's fairly. If you're able to bomb jump consistently, that's pretty easy. If you're bad at bomb jumping, there is an alternate strat that is. I find it's pretty hard, but at least it doesn't use bomb jumping, so you might find it easier anyway. And it's to use these bugs. If you can get them on a good height, which is like you move over here and do a tiny jump here, and you can freeze them on a nice height to get up here. You can do this quickly if you lure them first and then try to blow up the blocks or something like that. I'm not too good at this. So let's push you up there. This is practically as fast as doing the normal bomb jump, but it's a bit tricky to get the bugs on the correct height, so you might fail it. It's a viable alternative if you don't feel you're consistent with bomb jumping. Once you're up here, you want to destroy this block. Getting that hit is actually not that easy. Like actually hitting that, it's sort of hard. I'm getting it every time now, but you have to bomb and then like hit the bomb on the way up. This is like a 4-frame window. Why am I hitting it every time? Like it's very easy to just don't hit this. Oh, this is too easy now. But if you just like spam bombs, you're like it's gonna hit eventually. So spamming bombs is viable. It might fail a couple of times, but whatever. If you time it, it might fail anyway. So if you feel you can time it, do that. If you don't, just spam bombs until it breaks. Another way to get through this that is actually faster is to do a JBJ here. Because as you can see, I don't have to place a bomb when I get here because I'm high enough for the final bomb to put me up there. To be able to plant the bomb to destroy these blocks. This JBJ is kinda hard because you have to do a JBJ into an infinite bomb jump. I had a lot of problem with this in practice, so I'm glad I can do this. Let's actually demonstrate. Only do this if you're very comfortable in doing JBJs. It only saves like it saves like less than half a second. But if you can do it every time, then it's a free time save, so why not? Anyway, coming up here, if you have this is a missile block that we're gonna have to destroy on our way out anyway, and destroying it now leaves it destroyed later on. So if you have a bunch of missiles over, like I have now, you don't need to have that many. If you have like anything more than 5, you can feel free to destroy this block. If you have anything more than like 2, really, or whatever you need for the rest of Ridley, it depends on what kind of strategy you use for side effect. We don't need missiles anywhere more in Ridley until we get a missile expansion. So even if you only have 1, it might be a good idea to use it here. It depends on what strategy you use for the other parts of Ridley. But so what you can do is just unmorph, shoot a missile down, and then keep going. It's just like up down, shoot, and then hold right. You have to try and freeze these guys. This is like a silly speedrunning tradition, but these guys are really like freezing them this is random freezing them or not. It's not basic damage or anything. And this is like the owl lottery, where you try to freeze as many of them as possible with a single shot. It's pretty rare for like any of them to be frozen at all. There have been instances of people getting all 3, but it's just a fun little game. It doesn't actually matter for anything. I like doing that anyway. Keep going down there. As for like falling down all of these, you wanna turn around and start spinning. This like not only like it makes Samus's hitbox smaller, so she'll start moving into this corridor while she's falling. You gain out a couple of pixels. But it also makes it easier, like to not hit anything, because you can turn around. If you start spinning, you can let go of all directions. If you let go of all directions, you won't accidentally power grip. So I just like turn around A, let go of everything, and then press the direction again when you land. I'm gonna leave this. No, I'm gonna leave this destroyed. It makes it easier later. I can just see I got one way. You can use a missile on this bug if you have any missiles over. You can use a missile on this guy. If you don't, you can freeze him and jump over him. If any of these aren't in the way, you can just run here. You don't have to jump. But you don't want to get hit. So, like here, I want to jump anyway. Fall down here, morph. I morph as late as possible. You can also morph as early as possible. For like, there is no real difference. But I try to be as late as early as possible. That anything else would cost you time because of accidentally jump extending. I prefer to do it late, but there's no real reason to anything. Again, these start spinning. Start spinning as soon as you touch these crumble blocks, and then once you're past this platform, turn around and run, like keep running. These are very like minor things, but I feel the need to talk about them anyway. This room is the major room in Ridley that is actually pretty complicated, and I'm not gonna be able to explain all of it. I'm gonna explain the static parts, and I'm gonna explain general tips how to get through it. But it's really stupid. There's a bunch of side hoppers there. They don't normally freeze from a normal ice beam shot. They might randomly, but it's sort of rare-ish, so you can't really rely on it at all. And there's also a bunch of pipe bugs that do freeze on normal hits, but they tend to be in the way if you freeze them. And the side hoppers do freeze with a charge ice beam shot, so if you have charge beam, which you should have, this becomes a tiny bit easier. But I'm gonna try to like just show it first. That's good. I got the I got to show the frozen damage boost, but whatever. So we want to get over here, and these guys are all over the place. The general strategy is to try and have a charge beam at the ready. And if one shows up, you can freeze him and walk on him, or you can pseudo one of these green bugs can be pseudo screw attacked. Yellow ones cannot. They alternate. Sorry, no, they don't alternate. They're just in specific pipes. There are yellow pipe bugs, and in other specific pipes there are green pipe bugs. You're gonna have to remember which ones those are or react appropriately to feel if you can pseudo screw attack them or not. The green ones also die from charge beam. So like as long as you're ready for what's gonna come, you can do your jumps correctly. But the general strategy is to try to have a charge beam charge so you can freeze any side hopper that appears to be in your way. If you can't freeze a side hopper, try to get hit on the left side. Try to get hit so that you get damage boosted to the left. That helps a ton. You can then use your invincibility from the damage boost. It's like go through things. And these things do a lot of damage, so like if you're inexperienced, this might be hard. And maybe once you get low on health, take it a bit slower to make sure you don't die. There are a few static strats to do this though. The first two side hoppers can be safely maneuvered around like consistently. There are two different ways. So the first one is to use a charge beam to freeze the first guy. So he's always going to be here. No matter what, he's going to be there. He's going to jump different directions, but he won't have time to do that before you get there. So he'll always be in the same position every time. The same goes for the second one. He's going to stand there forever. I don't think it's actually forever, but he's going to stand. Maybe it is. He's going to stand there long enough to always be there though. Like he's not gonna move before you get to him. So those two are actually in static positions. So what you want to do is to freeze the first one. Have a charge beam at the ready. As soon as you open this door, start charging the charge beam. Have a charge beam at the ready. Shoot the first one. Do a tiny jump to land on the right side of the side hopper. This is important to make the pipe bug appear at a good height. And then you try to damage boost off the pipe bug to the left. It sounds way more complicated than it is. But like you get up, time jump, and then like do a full jump. As soon as you're about to jump from the side up, do a full jump. You'll like almost always. Sorry for my cough. You'll almost always get damage boosted to the left by the pipe bug. So, burp. And you can pseudo screw attack this other pipe bug. There are a few different ways here. The way I do it, and the only way I know consistently, is to pseudo screw attack this pipe bug. And then either, depending on what this side hopper does, you can either dodge him or get damage boosted to the left on him. All of these are consistent. For every pattern he can do either of those. Okay, I haven't seen that pattern before. That was odd. Okay, so apparently it doesn't work for everyone. So he can either jump up on the ledge, or he can jump to the right, or he can jump like do a tiny jump to the right or a big jump to the right. If he's right at the platform, like the race part, you can do a damage boost. Like if he's right here, you can do a damage boost off him and land on this platform. That's good. If he's on the platform, like if he's standing right here, you can do a full jump and land on his left side and get a damage boost that way. If one of these other side hoppers have managed to get over to him by then, and if he's on the platform, like so, that's a great way to get damage boosted through them. I got really lucky that I actually got the exactly same pattern I was talking about right then. If he jumps to the right, it's more than likely better to just ignore him and try to jump over him and dodge him completely. And I have a charge beam ready for whatever side hopper gets next. The next two side hoppers, I have no good way to get through them consistently. That's also a good pattern. If he jumps, like do a high jump to the right, you have to jump really early to miss him. It's sort of hard to adjust in time, but it's possible. So these two are there's like no good way, good consistent way to get through this. You're gonna have to react, or like that I know of. You're gonna have to react on where they are and do like different things. Preferably freeze, either freeze or missile them. They die from 2 missiles, by the way. All the side uppers die from 2 missiles. So if you have missiles left, you can missile them and like go. All the bugs die from 1 missile. As I managed to show earlier, I don't know how many of you noticed. But if you freeze one of these and get hit on top of them, you won't move. Like there's no knockback if you're standing on a frozen enemy when you're getting hit. So if you see a pipe bug, if you see the pipe bug, that pipe bug coming from there, you can try to stand on one of these frozen side hoppers as it hits you, and you're not gonna get any knockback. You're gonna stop. She stops very briefly, but you don't get any real knockback, so you save a lot of time. Yeah. So there's also a different way to do the first part of the room that uses more missiles. So if you have a bunch of missiles left, which I have now, this is like an anomaly. I have way more missiles than you'd usually have. But if you do, you can do this. So that's 1 charge beam shot, 1 missile, land, shoot 1 missile straight, jump, shoot 2 missiles diagonally. It's about the same speed as getting hit, but you don't take damage, which might be good if you're low on health for whatever reason, or if you're like more concerned about health and missiles or whatever. You can do that. This also lets you charge your beam just in time for this pseudo, so that's good. The last side hopper is like you can deal with the last side hopper usually. So he can be in a couple of different positions here. I think he's on the ledge right now, which is good for this demonstration. No, he's not. Okay. If he is on the ledge, it's better to just shoot him with 2 missiles if you have them. Otherwise, it's a bit awkward. But if he's on the ledge, you can land here, shoot 2 missiles, or you can jump and shoot 2 missiles diagonally to kill him. It's way easier to do that than if he's on the ground. If he is on the ground, like here, you can shoot this bug. You can freeze this bug and use this as a leverage to get over him. If he does a high jump right here, yeah, okay, cool. I didn't actually think he was gonna do that. If he does a high jump, you'll just get damage boosted anyway, so it's fine. If he does a short jump, you'll jump over him. So he's not that hard to deal with. Some positions are like require you to react really fast to dodge properly. I'm gonna see if I can get him to, I don't know. He can be up here, like that's possible. He jumps, I think he jumps like 2 or 3 times before you actually get here, so it's pretty random where he ends up. But he can be up here, and if he's up here, you just like don't get hit by a million pipe bugs. That helps. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get the RNG to work like I want, I think. So just keep in mind that you can actually shoot him with missiles if he's up here. This last bug and potentially this bug are great for drops. So if you get here and have missiles over, you can missile this guy and get his drop, which is likely to be large health or a missile, which is great. They usually drop good items. If you don't have a missile, you can just freeze him and then kill this guy with a diagonal missile and grab his drop. Also, if you're really low on missiles, you can kill him with a charge beam. A charge beam and 1 normal beam kills him. So as you freeze this guy, you can start charging. Using a normal missile is easier though, but you have to, I guess you have to keep in mind of your missile count. So I didn't actually know that would work. You can shoot through these blocks without actually destroying them. That's cool. If you have a missile, it's easier. Just shoot a diagonal missile as you get here, and it'll hit him pretty much every time. So once you manage to get through this stupid room, we get to the easier parts of Ridley. Right now you want to be at around. I should have checked exactly how much health you need for this, but I like to think at around 80, like minimum 80 health to do the rest of this properly. If you're not, if you're lower than 80, you have to make a few precautions. But anyway, get up here, remorph so that you don't bounce. So you would bounce if you just fall right down. So up, so just remorph to save that. Get up here, save that missile for later. This part is actually pretty scary. If you have to get over here, there is a super missile on the other side, so you have to get over here. If you fall down, you're sorta screwed. I'll go over what to do when you fall down later, but what I do personally is this: the guy on the right side can go either up or down. I just go into this room shooting wildly a couple times, and if he's going up, you're gonna freeze him. If you manage to freeze him, you can just do this jump. It's still like it's still sort of failable, which is like it's scary. But if he's frozen, it's easier. Just jump up here. Let's see. Jump up here. Get to this missile tank. Now this guy is in the way. If you're slower, this guy will be on. I'll see if I can demonstrate that. If you're slower, this guy will be on the missile tank like so, and he will fall down because he loses all the grip. Like if he's actually on the missile tank when you grab it, he'll fall straight down. If he's not though, you're gonna have to jump over him. So keep that in mind. Also, a thing you can do here is a great. Yeah. That's why you don't wanna fall down. You wanna do a jump extend here. If you get hit, you're gonna have to start spinning again. If you don't get hit, like if this happens, you can just, I guess you're gonna have to do a respin anyway. You can just jump, like run off and do respin and shoot. So we don't have to grab the ledge. Like if you just run, you have to grab the ledge otherwise. But if you do a jump extend, you don't have to. But the tricky part here, if let's see if I can get. If this guy decides to go down, you can do this a couple of ways. The fastest way is to, like, I just shoot a couple times, confirm that he's not going up, like I didn't freeze him, and then go for, I'm sorry, freeze, I say, and then go. You have to wall jump up here. That was too good. Most of the time you're gonna hit this pillar thing and like fall down, so you're gonna have to wall jump pretty fast. Like it's sort of close. This is like you have to wait a tiny bit anyway for him to be out of the way, so that's why I usually try to shoot him first. Get up here. One thing you can also do is shoot a couple of times and then shoot diagonally down. So if he's going down, he'll be frozen anyway. I'm pretty sure that's slower though. I'm not actually 100% sure. But if you want to be safe, that's the easiest way. If he's going up and you're not comfortable about killing him, or like freezing him right there, you can wait for the other guy to get over here. Like no matter which direction he's coming from, up or down, you can wait for him to get to the position lower down, so you can freeze him and jump over. If you fall down, I'm gonna show this anyway. If you fall down, the easiest way to get back up there is to go right here. I'm gonna show all this anyway. You can go right. I'll explain this room later on anyway, so like all of these rooms later on. If you're up here, you have to do this room again. That's the easier way to get up here. It's gonna cost you resources which might not be viable. Like you might be really low on health and missiles, so doing this might not actually work. An alternative that is hard is to do what we call the crumble jump. So these crumble blocks, jumping is hard. These crumble blocks break when you stand on them, but there is one frame, a single frame where you're able to jump off. Like this, actually the same frame you land on a crumble block, you can jump. So this is frame perfect, but it's possible. What you want to do is break the first block here, then fall down, wall jump up again, land on the second block. Because if you crumble jump from the first block, you're just gonna hit the ceiling, hit the platform, which doesn't help anyone. So you wanna... This is hard, by the way. I've done this. Aw. It is frame perfect, so. Now my hand's cramping. This is too hard. Oh god. This is hurting my hand a bit. Doing volumes like this too much. Come on. There we go. So that's frame perfect. But it's just so you guys know that it's possible. You can train this and get like sort of good at it, I guess. But it's still only gonna be a backup strat, so it's good to know about though. Like if you get that first try, that's pretty fast to get back up here. And you can do the rest of this room normally. Right, so if you do this jump perfectly, you can dodge this pillar, but it's fairly hard and inconsistent. So like don't depend on that to work. Like that's way more likely to happen. So if it's going down, you want to wait a tiny bit. So wall jumping is easier. I tried to unspin here to actually land on this platform to make sure. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to just jump over. To just jump over the entire missile like that. So I tried to consciously unspin. And then fall down, do the jump extend. This room is where we want the bunch of health. So, like I said, at least I think it's 80. I'm gonna check how much damage these do. They do 30. So yeah, about 20 seems right. I think 76 or something is the highest you can have and not be able to do this. So like 77 or higher, I think. Like to be safe later on. But around 80, I like to think of 80 as a safe buffer. It's easy to remember. But what you do is go in here. There are a bunch of side hoppers. These are really annoying. Killing all of these is a waste of time. So we damage boost through these. If you're really low on health, you can go up here, like right to the first one, crouch, and shoot 6 missiles, then morph. Morphing is to avoid these guys. If they jump, they won't hit you even if you're morphed. So you shoot 6 missiles, morph, and go through. That's safe. That's always safe. They can never hit you doing that if you do it right. So if you learn health, that's what you do. If you have the health, you want to go in, kill this guy, preferably without stopping, and then jump. Jumping is important because it's likely, like these are really random, like they can jump whatever way they want. A lot of things can happen, but what you wanna happen is to get hit like exactly like that. Get hit to the left by hitting one on the top. That lets you run through all of them. If that guy jumps to the right, you're gonna completely miss him. You're gonna land in the hoppers, which is sometimes a problem, sometimes not. You might still get boosted to the left. I'm gonna need more varying RNGs for this. Oops. Also, killing this guy is like not exactly trivial. It's still the best RNG. Still the best RNG, wow. Okay, so that's another way. If this last hopper jumps to the left, you probably want to kill him. Either kill him or jump over him, because the invincibility doesn't last long enough for you to run through him. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna try to find... Oops, that might be good. I guess, okay. I mean, if you jump too late, I think. Yeah, if you jump too late, you're gonna miss him. So jump early. Try to get hit like that. If this guy jumps to the left, shoot him with 2 missiles or jump over him. I wanna find working RNG so I can show this. No. There we go. So you can jump over him too. If you have the missiles, it's better to missile him though, because jumping is slow. Oops. If you fail to kill this guy, that's sort of a problem, because like this guy's hurt a lot, and if you don't do this like properly, you might die. So if you fail to kill the first one, I guess, like depending on your health, you have to slow down and kill them with the slow spell. But what you want to happen is where are my statistics? Okay. What you want to do is just kill the guy and get damage boosted. Maybe kill this guy. So that's the fast way. Grab these super missiles and go back. Try to switch. I accidentally paused before I switched. That's stupid. Try to switch to super missiles before entering this door, and do the same strat again, except use a super missile, which makes it easier. You don't need that super at all, so just feel free to waste it. This is the best place to use that, pretty much. You then want to open this door. There are a few ways to do this. I guess 2-ish, or I guess there's just a trick where you can try to jump this or open this from as far away as possible, and start charging a beam. And if you release charge beam here, partially charged beam, it's always gonna freeze this guy. He's always in this spot and then starts going up or down. But if you release a charge beam during the door, the charge is released on the first frame you're in the door or out of the door, and that's always fast enough to hit him. And one shot is always good enough to freeze them. So that's gonna guarantee freezing that guy. And if you know he's frozen, you can just jump up here. Like, you don't have to wait for anything or nothing. There's nothing random about this jump anymore if this guy's frozen. You still have to kinda time the jump because it's pretty high up. So I guess if that's a problem, you can wait for him to go down or for the other guy to get over here. But you should really learn to do this jump at a decent height. So get over here, get in here. So we're going back here to grab another super. This room is annoying. We'll get back to exactly how to do this room later on. Sort of. I wanna just show the room first. So you grab this missile tank. Freeze this guy or not freeze this guy, it's not that important. Get up here. This is a super missile block. Bomb this. Now there are a couple of ways to do this part, I think. I actually haven't done this in a while, yeah. So the super missile itself is behind an additional block that doesn't break. Like the bomb blocks won't break it. So you have to shoot it. And there are two different ways of doing this. This is the first one where you like just wait and shoot a diagonal shot and then jump straight into it. You really want to get over here and morph in air to save as much time as possible. I think it's a bit harder doing it like this. Yeah, so what I usually do, it's a bit more heavy on the inputs, but it makes you do a jump to the left every time. Is you go under here with morph ball and then you press up, jump and shoot almost at the same time. So you'll unmorph, jump, hit the block with the super in it, and then shoot a beam. And then land. So after you've done it, you jump again. So it's up, jump, shoot, jump. Really fast. This is gonna guarantee this. Like, I'm pretty sure this makes it easier to land on this platform, land on this ledge. So I prefer doing it that way. But you can do whatever. The important part is that you want to land here and then go down. So the small issue is that these orbs, like the red orbs, are always, almost always in the way if you do this like remotely wrong. If you do it perfectly, if you do what I just showed you perfectly, so you freeze that guy, jump up, grab this, get up here. If you do all of this as fast as possible, hopefully I'll get it now, and land on this ledge, and then go down here, you'll just in time. This guy is about to wreck your day, but if you're fast enough, you'll get past him. Then go in here, and if you're really, really fast, I usually don't get this, but if you're really, really fast, you can avoid killing the last orb too. Like, you can get up here and get under him. But it's a bit hard, so I usually just like kill him with a missile. So you go over here, unmorph, let go of up before you jump, then jump, missile, and he's usually in a place that would be like good. Then you can go through. Another way through the room, I think. Yeah, I haven't done this a lot, so I'll have to remember this strat, but I think this is what Sam does. Is to wait with that missile for later. I think this is good. And then you use missiles right here to kill those two. So if you time that right, you'll kill both of those. That's a really bad place to save state just based on the music. Yeah, there we go. So you can do that. It's a bit harder though. Especially when I can't shoot missile. So whatever, if you can do this, then fine. Kill both of those. Go down, freeze that guy, I guess. I think you freeze that guy. The guy that's left. Maybe kill him with a missile as well. Oh my god, I can't do this. Maybe you have to stay still to do this. That might explain things. Come on. Anyway, and then grab this missile and go back out. If you do it like this, this guy won't be here because we just killed him. both of these are about the same speed. If you manage to do both of them quickly, like both of them properly, and not get destroyed in here by the red orbs, then they're pretty much just as fast. If you do this a bit slowly, the only thing that happens is you take like 1 hit of damage. And this is the part where you need 80 health earlier. Like, I'm gonna fail this a bit. So if you do it like that, I missed a couple jumps and whatever. So now I'm going to get hit here. But it's not a big deal, you only get hit once. These guys do 16 damage, I believe. 18, okay. So they do 18 damage. That's what you needed. So you need 79 health to survive this. That's 2 hits from the side hoppers, which is the damage boost on the way to the left and the damage boost on the way to the right. That's 60 damage total. And then possibly 18 damage from one of these guys, unless they're like really optimal. So in order to do the side hoppers damage boost, you kind of want at least 80 health. But anyway, oops. I want to take care not to freeze this guy too early. No. Like, getting everything right is sort of hard. That's still fine. Then we fall down here, go through the save room. Nothing special. You can't make this jump, so like either power grip or I think faster is to wall jump, so that you will actually land on this crumble block, which is the important part. Kill this guy with a missile, just like run and fire a missile. You have enough missiles by now, guaranteed. So kill this guy with a normal missile, maybe use a super, whatever. Then switch to supers. You're like, you can switch to supers before killing him if you want to, like it's whatever. You're gonna run out of supers and you're gonna have to change later on. But if it's a bit of a hassle, like running and switching at the same time because of your controller or whatever, you can kill him with a super too. It doesn't really matter. So kill him. Then run up here, run up to the eye first. This causes him to trigger, because he doesn't trigger if you're far away. Like, he never shoots if I'm over here. So you want to really catch the first possible cycle. Like, a lot of people use to morph here. This potentially can cost you several seconds due to skipping a cycle. Where like he opens on cycles, and if you're not there when a cycle happens, he's like just gonna skip to the next one. It's a bit complicated, but know that you want to run over to him before you morph. And then like we just morph in order to not get hit by this beam. And then like just hold L on morph and shoot a super and then kill him. Try to align yourself with this pillar pretty much, and you'll be fine every time. A bit risky way to kill the Idor. That's I wouldn't recommend for single segment. It's a bit weird, but if you stand close enough to the eye, I couldn't even do it. If you stand close enough to the eye, you can shoot him through the beam. You want to try to align Samus's visor with like, you can see on, yeah, I can see on mouse, with this thing on the pillar. Like there's a chink in the stone pillar. Try to align Samus's visor with that. That's a good visual cue for where you want to stand. And you can shoot him through. Like this kills him faster, but it's getting into position is sort of non-trivial. You also take damage in case you don't have enough health to take that hit. It's like 30 damage or whatever. Yeah, it's 30. So if you don't have health to take that hit, it's not viable. But maybe if people want to start doing this, it is faster. So this, we want to take the refill here, guaranteed. If you feel, if you're not too comfortable with fighting Ridley or the rest of the game yet, you can grab this energy tank. I would sort of recommend stopping that as soon as you can, though. It's not needed. And it takes a couple of seconds to get, like, this is a pretty slow energy tank. If you want to get the tank, you should absolutely get the tank before refilling, though, because that refills your health, and that means you don't have to actually refill your health at the statue, and like refilling at the statue takes time, depending on how much you have to refill. While refilling from an energy tank is always instantaneous, so grab that first. Grab the tank or not, you want to refill here. If you're not grabbing the tank, because you have to get the unknown item before you can actually get the energy tank. If you're not grabbing the energy tank, you can do the refill glitch. I'm gonna try to do refill glitch, but it's so hard to do like properly. I think you can do a slower way. I think like doing like this. I haven't practiced this easier way. So what you're trying to do is to land, like when you shoot the block or the sphere, there are a couple of frames where there's nothing in his hands. Like during the animation, I can show you this in frame advance. Like all of this animation, there's nothing actually there. So that's like 5 or 6 frames where there's nothing in his hand. Like it's no hitbox, you can't interact with the unknown item. The ball disappears. So if you manage to land in his hands before the item actually spawns, I'm so bad at doing this. I'm gonna try to do this the fast way because that's the one I've been practicing. That's really close. Ah, no, that was close to me. God damn it. Like, this is hard. I've gotten it, I think, once or twice in actual runs. But there's almost no reason to not try. Oh, there you go. So if you do this, you'll start refilling while the unknown item obtained text is on the screen. This saves like a second, I think. I don't remember the exact time, but it saves time. Because you're having multiple non-interactable things happening simultaneously. So if you get it, you can just act like normal. Just like cancel the window as soon as possible anyway, like just hold right as soon as you start refilling. You can be faster. Let's see if you can get it. Oh, I'm amazing. You can be faster if you time this perfectly, so that you dismiss. If you dismiss both of these text boxes at the same time, that actually does save a tiny bit of time. I can't even find it. God damn it. See, this is hard. There's like no good cue for this. Oh, please. Okay, I'll wait. Well, I can't wait. Yeah, I thought so. So if you like that, you dismiss both text boxes at the same time. If you do that perfectly, like if you do that the actual first, like the first frame you can do that, like if you wait until just before you can dismiss the second text box, you save about 20 frames. It's really hard to hit that though, so I usually don't care. I just start holding right as soon as I start refilling. Get into this the screen explaining item and then like get the refill. This still saves a lot of time. This saves all the time, like even if you don't do the, like no matter when you activate the screen, as long, the only exception is if you manage to, like I said, dismiss both text boxes at the same time, with like good timing. That might save a bit more time. If you're too slow, you're gonna lose time. So I don't know, I usually don't care. Like, getting refill glitch in itself is hard enough. So I don't really think it's worth it to try and like optimize it further. But anyway, there's very little reason not to try this, because like this is still a fast grab. Even if you do this, that's still a fast grab of the item, and we want to refill later anyway, so you're already morphed. So you lose almost no time trying and then like getting it normally. But refill glitch is cool. So anyway, I'm gonna assume you're not grabbing the energy tank. If you are, you're gonna have to like still probably do what I do, it's just you have a bigger buffer, I think. So you want to run up to this part in the ground, this line. Like, see, this is not triggering the fight, this is triggering the fight. So you want to get past this line on the ground and then turn around. We'll trigger Ridley. Have supers ready, like have supers selected right now. And then turn around. Shoot all of your supers right away. You can do that before he starts firing his flames. The thing is, this fight, I should have mentioned this earlier, this fight is sort of tight to do with only one energy tank. It's very possible, it's pretty consistent, but it's sort of dangerous-ish in that you can die. Well, yeah, you can die. If you don't do it properly, he's gonna kill you. But the strat to do is to just stand inside him and pump him full of missiles until he takes off from the ground, and then pump him a bit more missiles, preferably not too many. So what we do is turn around, shoot 4 missiles, and then like just spam missiles. Spam missiles, and as soon as you hit one of the fireballs, start running to the left. So that's what it looks like. You want to stand inside of it, like you want to stand over, like right here. Oh crap! Like your head touching his knees, sort of, like standing inside his claw, standing like this position. It's sort of hard to describe in words, but you can see on the screen. We want to stand in this spot and just shoot as many missiles as you can until you get hit. You should get hit to the right. If you're getting hit to the left, that's a problem. Once you get hit, like keep shooting missiles and run back to that spot and keep firing missiles. If you run too far to the left, you're gonna get pushed to the other side, and that's a problem because when Ridley turns around, he stands on the ground for longer. So if he turns around, you're not gonna be able to, like, you're gonna die if you keep standing, and he's not gonna like take off fast enough. So he's going to kill you before he leaves the ground. So if he turns around, you're gonna have to run out of him again. Like if you screw this up and like, oh no. So you shoot him for a bit, wait, and then you're like, ugh. I don't know, I forgot the exact timing for this. You have to run out of him and like shoot these, and then kill him normally. It's still sort of risky, but you just don't make him turn around first of all. As soon as he leaves the ground, you can pretty much start aiming straight up and just fire missiles until he dies. See, that's bad. This is really bad. Ridley, please. So as soon as he leaves the ground, you can start firing straight up. And shoot missiles until you're down to about 7, like between 6 and 8. Like you can try. He is really loud. You can try to keep track of how many missiles you accidentally bonked on fireballs, because hitting a fireball does not damage Ridley. Surprise, surprise. So try to not hit, try to hit as few fireballs as possible. He takes 4 super missiles and 30 missiles to kill, so you have a buffer of 10 missiles. With this route, with the routes I'm showing you, there are a few different routes you can do. But this route has a 10 missile buffer, so you should, it shouldn't be a problem to not hit 10 fireballs. So you can just shoot until he dies. That shouldn't be an issue. The real problem here is not dying, really. If you're sort of scared about dying, you can try to get hit by a fireball here, because that does less damage than Ridley. So you have more health. You have like an extra hit. You can take 1 more hit from Ridley, pretty much. I think Ridley does, I don't know, how much damage did Ridley do? So Ridley does 30, a fireball does 16, I don't remember. 15. So a fireball does half the damage that touching Ridley does. So you can try to get hit by a fireball and use that invincibility to go in. That's a problem. Also, for the record, killing Ridley closer to the ground is faster than killing him up in the air. Because he has to go down here before he starts exploding anyway. So killing him closer to the ground is faster. It's pretty slight, but it's something to keep in mind. This method is, to be honest, it's easier than killing Ridley normally. Killing Ridley normally, he gets, let's say we shoot all the supers still, and then we do this fight the way you normally would. He gets all pissy and starts throwing tails at us. And like this. So that didn't even save me that much health. That might just be me not used to fighting him this way, but I think fighting him through damage boosting is not that hard. Oh wow, that's a really bad drops. So this might seem scary, but it's not that hard. It might take a couple of tries of practice, but there's a save room right out there, so practicing shouldn't be that hard. Keep in mind though that supers fire slower than normal missiles, so you have to have, shooting supers is a slightly different timing than shooting missiles, and you actually want to shoot missiles as fast as you can. But you don't want to use that timing when you're shooting the supers, because then you're gonna miss a few shots. A few of the missiles won't come out when you want them to. And hitting a fireball with a super is not a good thing. That is so much firepower lost. But anyway. So try to have around 8-7 missiles right here, and then just wait around. You want to grab a bunch of drops from Ridley. The only thing we care about right now is supers. So we really want at least 2 super drops. We want to be at 4 supers right now. If that doesn't happen, it's not that big of a deal, but it's sort of an inconvenience. We got it now, so that's fine. Missiles don't really matter above 10. I think. See, you need like assuming you got supers, you need like 5 missiles right now, so that's fine. If you didn't get supers, you need like a few more in order to get supers. But if you didn't get supers, you're like very likely to get missiles instead, so it shouldn't be a big deal. It's only a problem if you get like a ton of health and nothing else. But yeah, getting supers is the important part here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna grab the supers. I might have just like ignored those supers to make a point that it's possible to get them back, but I'm gonna grab them anyway. I'm gonna show where you can grab supers if you need them. So in this room, we want to freeze this guy and use him to jump up here. But if you just freeze him like this, like on the ground, he's not far enough up. So you want to like get up here and like jump at him and shoot. It's sort of hard to time this jump. And failing it means like you have to wait for him to thaw or wait for another one to spawn or do bomb jumps or whatever, which are all things we don't want to do. So a consistent way of doing this is to run off this ledge. As soon as you land there, do a full jump. Like don't just hold A forever. And once you're in level with the bug, shoot him. They'll put him in the correct position every time. It's a bit slower than like running up and shooting like this, but it's consistent. Like see, I didn't get enough height this time, so I would have to kill him, make another one spawn, freeze him, barely get him to a good height, stuff. So it's just way easier to do this. Shoot this thing, get in here. Nothing too interesting. We don't have speed booster yet, so we can't go into this passage, but there's a block we can destroy right here. So you can just go in here. Yeah. There is an energy tank here that's, I mean, you might want to grab this one. This one is completely okay to grab. It takes almost no time for an expansion. Like it's one of the fastest expansions to grab. But if you're feeling adventurous, if you're feeling like you're really confident in not taking damage in Suitless, if you're not taking damage in Turian, not taking damage in Josodia or whatever, you don't need that energy tank. You can go up here and kill these guys. You only have to kill the first 2 bugs. Because the third one will miss you automatically. Try to make sure to do a tiny jump here so you don't actually hit an owl. And then get over here. That's faster. It's about like what, 2 seconds faster, I think, because we're skipping the energy tank. Grabbing the energy, like just explicitly grabbing the tank takes about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Like this time, we're skipping that time. So grabbing the energy tank puts you at full health too. It's more like that's almost more important than increasing your max health. It puts you at full health now, which means it's easier to get the drops you want because you won't be getting any health drops. You'll be way more likely to actually get like normal missile drops or super. I don't think it affects supers, but you're more likely to get normal missile drops, which are nice to have, even though not strictly necessary. If you're really low on supers and like are really desperate to get supers, you can also freeze this guy, jump off, and shoot a bunch of missiles to kill this. Wow, owls, please. Are you serious? Wow, okay. Owls have like an 80% drop rate for supers, and I didn't get a single one. That's ridiculous. But yeah, if you really want supers, you can do this. It might be because I'm full on supers, I'm not sure. It shouldn't be necessary though. There are better ways to get supers later on, but they're not foolproof. So if you're really desperate, you can get on here. If you're down here and you like, when you're going up here, like run into the wall and just do a full jump, and you'll grab this ledge automatically. There's like there's no fancy timing or anything. Just full jump in here, unmorph. When you shoot this door, you want to charge a beam through this door, because the best way through this room, oh no, I'm getting good luck, is to do 2 wall jumps up here. And this guy might be in the way. He might be on the left side. He wasn't this time, but he could be. And a charge beam handles that, so you'll pseudo screw attack him on the way up here. Like he'll be there-ish on this ledge. You might also want to jump through the door. That saves frames, I guess, because you want to jump anyway. If you jump too early, you're done. Like you can jump too early, and that's a major problem. See, he was on the left side then. And then there's a fancy jump you can do right here. Let's see if I can do this. You can do... oh crap. I'm gonna kill this guy. This guy is never actually in the way, but I'm gonna kill him just because I'm gonna stand still here a lot and explain things. So you can either do jump, grab, jump, grab, jump, grab. That's fine. Or you can do a wall jump off of this platform and put you in, like this, puts you in a perfect height to grab this other platform up. But this jump is not hard. There is another similar jump to this later on in Suitless that is really hard. But don't get these confused. This one is easy. Like it's still like you have to do a wall jump and like weird movement, but it's not a tight. There's not a tight timing to get this to get high enough. And like I said, this guy is never fast. Like if you do the rest of the room properly, he's never in the way. He's always somewhere else, so you don't have to worry about him. Again, you can't make this jump. It's really annoying. It's such a tiny jump, but you can't make that without high jump. So we have to grab this ledge. In here, you want to do wall jump, or I guess ledge grab, ledge grab. Wall jump is for sure faster though. And then wall jump, ledge grab. This is the room where you're gonna be refilling supers, possibly, like potentially. There are at least 5 different enemies that can give you supers in this room, and you need 2 drops at most. So do what you have to do. No matter what, as soon as you enter the room, shoot a missile. This will kill the blue face, and he's gonna be in the way, like no matter what you do, so just kill him anyway. He might drop a super. It's fairly rare, but he might. This bug might drop a super, but it's still sort of rare-ish. It's a better chance than the blue face, but it's still sort of rare-ish. But if you need supers, you can kill the bug and grab his drop. It might be a super if you're lucky. If you don't need supers, just like ignore the bug. He'll go over you. If you do, if you're doing this jump right, he'll go straight over you. It's it's not really important. We don't need supers now, so I'll ignore the bug. Now these owls are your main source of supers in case you didn't get any from Ridley. Like these owls are really nice for dropping supers. That's still like not 100% though. If you have enough supers like I have now, you can mostly ignore. You can't make this jump either, so I have power grip here too. If you have enough supers, you can ignore them. Sort of. This one will always swoop down, like right when you're about to jump. So you're gonna have to delay a tiny bit. If you do this like as fast as you can, you're gonna get hit. So you have to wait like half a second. And then run here. If you didn't destroy this block already, you're gonna have to shoot it now. But you should have missiles by now, so it should be fine. So missile, bomb, and then there are a couple of ways to destroy that second block. By the way, if you did destroy the missile block, you can do a ledge hop into morph here to save a bit of time. I'm gonna do that just to demonstrate. Except I'm bad at morphing. So right here, you want to get this bomb, but if you stay morphed, you want to stay morphed down here, but if you stay morphed, you're gonna get bombed down. So there are a couple of ways to avoid that bomb jump. One is to... This is the hardest one, but you can, if you time your morphing perfectly, you'll morph without actually getting bomb jumped. Still be morphed. This is hard though. You can do that. You can also do whatever you want to do to start holding down. So I'm going to show you this in slow motion just to see what I'm doing. So you can plant the bomb. Hold L, unmorph. She's aiming up. Press down, aim down. Release L. You're now holding down while crouched. You didn't morph again because you were holding L, but you're holding down. And you're still crouched. So when the bomb explodes, she'll be aiming down instantly. Then you can release down, press down again, and do a mid-air morph like really quickly. This is sort of awkward. Like the input for this is pretty weird. But it is consistent if you can do it. That's gonna let you morph really quickly. You can also just jump here. This is what a lot of people do nowadays. Like jump as soon as you plant the bomb, and you'll be in right position to just like do a morph when you land. I think you don't actually do a full jump, but not far from it. So yeah, just jump, whatever. And then you just go through here normally. But if you want to farm the owls for missiles, there are a few ways to do that. I think that's the best way. If you only need one super, you can hit this guy with a charge beam. If you hit him with a charge beam, he only needs one more missile to kill, and he won't do his weird swoop thing. That's probably gonna get you a super drop. Maybe not. You might want to confirm that even if you only need one. You can also kill that guy from below. But if you do that, you have to stand still until the missiles hit. Creep. If you start to jump, you're gonna be curved away from him. But if you wanna be like, the fastest way I think is to just kill this guy, jump up, kill. I think shoot two straight up first should be better. Two straight and then two diagonal. You're gonna kill all three of them. If you don't think you need to kill all three, you can ignore this guy and just kill those two. Like you can do this normally and and get two if you feel that's enough. So like you have a lot of options in how many owls you want to kill and why and when, whatever. See how many supers these guys got. Getting this charge beam is sort of tricky. If you don't want to do the charge beam but still kill all three, you can sort of do this. But you're gonna have to jump up there to get the drop, so that's sort of annoying. But if you stand on this and shoot two missiles straight up, it's gonna hit the owl after you swoop down. But again, this is only if you actually need the supers. If you don't need the supers, just like ignore them. Try to morph here though. Wow, my inputs are not good right now. This room is pretty easy. You just want to jump, wall jump, land, wall jump, or ledge grab. It's the ledge is sort of awkwardly placed to do a ledge grab, but You can do that if you want to. I usually just spoil them. So that's Ridley for you. And now there's a pretty simple stretch to get back to Crade, the Crade area. But I'm gonna put that in a separate video. I think I was sort of unsure if I wanted these in the same video or not, but I think I'm gonna make a slight break here. So I'll be right back for detailing the way back to Crate. It's pretty easy. There are like 2 or 3 rooms that are sort of hardish, sort of complicated-ish. So yeah. See you next video. Okay. There we go. Right, see you guys.